E.Jones.
The E.Jones Show.
We got a great show today. Special guest, my girl Q-Dub, bottle girl for the famous Philly club, Club Onyx. She's going to be joining us on today's segment. I know a lot of y'all right now, oh, she's a bottle girl. I mean, again, don't judge the book by its cover. Listen to this young lady's story. Just because you're a bottle girl, or if you're a stripper, or whatever you choose in your profession, that doesn't mean that you don't have goals and that you're not inspired to do other things. It's always a route to the master plan. So don't judge a book by its cover. We're going to have my girl Q-Dub in the building today, and she's going to chop it up with us. And we're going to also talk to her about the topic of the day. You know, which one is harder? Miss Q-Dub, what's going on, baby girl?
Hello, how you doing?
I am blessed. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
Oh, definitely. You know, brother got some manners. I got to have some manners.
Thank you.
So we're going to jump right in real quick. When you talk about bottle servers, what do you do? What is the definition of that?
Basically, at the end of the day, a bottle server is a waitress. I'm the girl that makes your time at the club amazing, basically. The stripper, she's there to get naked and, you know, get you all aroused. Whatever it is that they're supposed to do for you, that's what they do. But I'm the girl who gives you your bottles. I have to show you a good time. I have to sell the idea that this is going to be the greatest night of your life. Part of my job, I have to... First of all, when you come in, I have to see if you're interested in VIP bottle service. Depending on the price, it could be too much. So, you know, I negotiate with my boss and try to talk out some kind of a deal. Some people don't want a bunch of bottles. Some people like food. Some people like hookah, you know. Some people just want to come in and just chill. So I have all different types of packages that I could offer to the person. So I get them whatever they want. And then this is where a lot of the problem comes in, because people get tired of waiting and the club is busy. So I do have to run to the back. We don't have someone, I guess in other clubs, they have someone who like sets up the buckets with the ice and the drinks and stuff like that. We don't have that. At Onyx in Philly, we have to go get our buckets. We have to fill them up with ice. We have to get the cups and the straws and the napkins. We do have to go to the bar and hand the bartender the money. She has to ring in the cell. We have to give that slip to the bar back, who then goes and in turn and goes to get your bottles. And we have to wait for him to come back with your bottles. So while he's doing all of that is when I have to prepare, you know, the crafts with your juices and cups and put your food order in, find a hookah girl wherever she is, order your hookah, and bring all that stuff to you. Then I come back and I bring you out your bottles. If it's your birthday, I got to bring another girl with me to hold the happy birthday sign. Some of the girls are boring, so they'll just come out with your bottles, just stand there a little bit. Me, I'm live. I'm super excited all the time. So when I come out, I'm dancing. I usually go to the DJ and I say, you know, can you play this song for me, or can you shout this person out? Because you want them to feel, you know, important. It's their night. And the other thing is, you know, people are spending top dollar to be here. So you got to give them experience. You want them to talk about this club, the person that served them, because at the end of the day, it's how I make my money. Gotcha. I don't make my money if I don't give you the best service in the world. And you do have to clean. You know, we have to sweep stations. We have to wipe stuff down. We have to go in between. I also bartend as a server, meaning like I don't bartend at the bar, but when I come to the section, I do have to ask you. I don't just bring you out your bottle and I'm done. No, I have to say, okay, well, now you have Ciroc and pineapple juice and cranberry juice. Would you like for me to make you a drink? Some people say yes. Some people say no. If they say yes, I have to ask everybody in that section if they would like for me to make them a drink. And I make everybody their drinks. I ask them if they need anything else. They say no. I come back and check on them from time to time and go on with the rest of my night from maintaining that section and as many other sections that follow through. That's really my job in a nutshell. It seems easy to some, but it's not.
Got you. And I like that. I'm glad that you cleared the air and gave the listeners the separation of a bottle server and a stripper. These are two different job titles. They don't intertwine. Yes.
Not at all. And we have a lot of problems with strippers because, you know, strippers, I'm ramp certified. In Pennsylvania, you have to go through a certification where you could serve alcohol in a club or like a bar setting, because that's a government-based type of occupation in the state of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
With that being said, we're not allowed to drink on the job. We're not allowed to smoke. Obviously, it's a job at the end of the day. Some people forget that. But strippers, they're allowed to do those things. They're allowed to sit and mingle with the guests. Now, I'm not going to lie. There are times where we do have a drink with the customer. They're like, oh, have a shot with me. It's my birthday. And we're like, okay, all right, we'll have a shot. But you can't walk around the club drunk. But we have problems with strippers because they abuse our customers. You know, sometimes, like, that comes out of my pocket if the stripper does something to them. You know, strippers, they steal money from sections. They run into the section. They see people buy these bottles, so they're like automatically, oh, they got money. And I have to tell security. I even tell my guests, like, if you don't want strippers over here immediately, if you just want to enjoy yourself and get drunk and then have your strippers come over, let me know, and I'll send them over here at a certain time. If there's certain girls that you want, let me know, and I'll pick them out for you, the ones that you asked for, and I'll bring them over here. And I'll make sure that security maintains it so that no one comes and bothers you, because items go missing, purses, money, watches. People are super drunk and nobody's paying attention to the one that's left behind, sleep in the section, and they come back. They're like, oh, my bottle's gone, or my bottle got spilled, or this stripper drank all my bottle. And a lot of times before my job, my boss was, you know, dealing with it, but they told us this year, they was like, if a stripper do that, you gotta come out your pocket. I'm sorry, but I'm not paying $300, $400, $500 on up for no bottle to replace for a customer, especially if I told you in the beginning what it was. So to try to nip all that in the bud, the best thing you could do is let your customer know ahead of time what it is with these strippers. If you don't want them there immediately, let me know, and I'll handle it. Get drunk, enjoy yourself first, and then I'll bring them over, because it creates a lot of confusion. And then the stripper's like, oh, you hating on me? I'm not hating on you, but this is my job too. You got to get your money. I got to get mine too. And I ain't worried about you. I'm worried about me at the end of the day. So, girl, you got to go.
Wow.
And it gets crazy in there. It's like the real life players club.
Wow.
Really.
Okay, so we touched on as a bottle server, we touched on the difference of that. But now, let's get a little bit more deep into the mind of Q-Dub. All right, at the end of the day, let's talk about your goals and what is the end? What do you really want to do outside of being a bottle server?
Me personally, I love to cook. My two biggest passions are writing and cooking. I could write circles, squares, whatever you could think of around somebody. I'm really good with that. Cooking is something I'm really, really great at. I actually think I write better than I cook, but a lot of people don't deal with me on a writing aspect, so they would think that I cook better than I write. But I sell platters. I sell desserts at my job, actually. I don't know why. I hate banana pudding. The texture of it, just bananas, ugh. But I make a mean banana pudding, and my boss and everybody love it. But what I like to do is cook and write. So me, personally, my passion, leaving out of Onyx and using it as a platform, I'm just there to build my name and my brand and get this thing going. I personally don't want to be a chef. I don't want to cook for people every single day. I feel like that's boring. It's a robot kind of thing. I don't want to do that. I want to open up an establishment where I teach people how to cook. I'm really good at it. And I already started working on a cookbook. I branched out with a couple of friends who are like vegans and nutritionists, because I'm a junkie. I eat steak several times a week, so my cookbook is going to be like all stuff that's like, ooh, girl, this is what I like and this is what I'm going to eat. But I need to have like a nutritionist too. So I'm working on different volumes of cookbooks, and I'm working on an ebook and an app as well, so that I could do like a tutorial videos to like knife cutting skills and different techniques on how to mix sauces. Because it's always easy to read stuff, but reading comprehension and physically being able to do something are two totally different things. So I want to have the videos to teach people how to do it, and then that's also where the class comes into play. I want to have like, little stations set up and provide classes, maybe like a couple of times a month for like kids and couples and women who just don't know how to cook, or men who are trying to, do something special for their lady, and just, be hands-on, direct. And also with that shop that I want to open, I want to have that same cookbook and those how-to DVDs along with my product. I want to sell homemade dressings and seasonings and my desserts, because for some odd reason, these desserts are just like there's a thing right now. So I
Okay.
figure, why not? Put them on there.
Now you also
So
got
that's
to.
really what
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
you
ahead.
said.
Keep going.
No, you said I also have a what?
I said, but also we have to teach them about cross contamination and all that, because a lot of people don't really look that deep into the sanitary part of culinary arts. They just think, throw it in a pan. It is what it is. It's over and done with. But there's also different components, such as the sanitation part. Making sure
Oh,
you wipe down before you go on to the next project. You don't want to be
yes.
cutting vegetables in chicken juice.
No, you're supposed to have different cutting boards anyway. You're supposed to have one for fruits and vegetables. You're supposed to have one for meat, seafood, things of that nature. You're supposed to have a different cutting board per thing. You should actually have them. You should be able to identify them by color.
Yes.
I actually started culinary class. Well, I started classes in a community college, and I passed my third phase class, but I failed the freaking test by 3 points, and I was so irritated because they threw like extra questions on because it was my midterm, and I was so mad. Like, I really failed this test by 3 points. Like, are you serious? But I have my third phase book right here next to me, and I'm all about like cleanliness. I wash my hands several times a day. People be like, Q, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. Your hands, you cannot touch me with your hands. Like, I'm, So that's definitely something that you have to do when you're cooking with people. Also, you get in trouble for that stuff, and I ain't trying to get in trouble for somebody being a dirtbag. I actually was working on the Navy base in Philly, and I quit on my first day. I had got transferred I worked at the military base in New Jersey, and they transferred me to Philly, and the lady made me so mad because she was so focused on cleaning like the outer presentation of the store, but she didn't care about the food. And at the end of the day, when we were cleaning up and it was time to go home, she dropped a big old block of cheese. I lie to you not. And it was on the floor where the other cook was mopping at, and it was this huge puddle. And she dropped it, and she rinsed it off and wrapped it up. And I was like, what you doing? Asian lady. And I had to check her. And her husband is actually who hired me. He called me the next day like, what's wrong? And I said, your wife is crazy. We were arguing. I said, she didn't tell you? He was like, no. I said, yeah, she dropped a whole block of cheese in dirt water, and she tried to rinse it off and wrap it up. And, and I'm like, she's so worried about the outer appearance, but she's not worried about the actual product that's being given to these people. And this is the Navy. The military laws are different from that of the actual land. So you ain't about to have me caught up in this nonsense, and you can go to jail for that, and people can get hepatitis C from foodborne illness. Like, bacteria doesn't exactly die off from hot water or high temperatures or low temperatures. It kind of just like has a standstill, but it's still there, and people don't realize that. And I'm like, oh nah, I quit. I don't want no parts of this because I'm not going to jail. I'm not even service state certified yet, and you're not about to ruin my chances of being able to get it or work anywhere else in the industry. And this is what I really want to do, so I quit on my first day. And I was like, what the heck?
Well, I got to commend you for that. Because there's a lot of people that don't follow the regulations, and again, me being an ex-chef, very familiar with everything that you just said. And later on, I'm going to send you a screenshot because I'm in the radio station, but I still got the hand sanitizer on the desk. People come in here and they laugh like, oh, wow, you're a real germophobic. I don't like nobody touching me, especially if I know that they didn't wash their hands or whatever. I don't want it. Whatever you have, keep it to yourself. I don't want it. Even with my kids, I'm like, yo, listen, I love you, but you sneezing and carrying on. Go wash your hands, and then you can hug me. I can't do the booger game or the spitting up and all that. I can't. So I get that.
Exactly.
But now I want to go there with you now again on something else. You, single mom, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
What kind of backlash do you get, or let's just be on racism, because I'm gonna say it that way. What kind of like backlash do you get from people that know that what you do for a profession and you're a single mom? What do you hear?
Oh, I hear it all. Most of the time I hear that I'm a hoe and that I sleep with people for money, and that's how I'm pretty much living my life. And, I'm a trick. I hear the craziest things. It's crazy that you said this because my son's father is in prison for like the next 3 or 4 years. I don't know. He doesn't really talk to me. Who cares? But he hates my job. He hates it. But it's like, well, what could you do? You're not out here to help me do anything. And my father actually doesn't even speak to me at all anymore. Him and my brother on my dad's side, they don't speak to me at all because of my occupation. And it's like, well, you pay my bills. You know what I mean? Like, I'm out here by myself. My son's father going for the next couple of years, and he'll come home and probably go right back. I don't have a guarantee. And the life that he lives, he's either going to end up dead or in jail. So it's like I got to do something, and I got to do something quick. I don't got time to sit here and worry about what everybody else got to say, because they're going to talk regardless, whether I'm rich, whether I'm poor, whether I'm comfortable. They're going to talk about me. So it's like I just got to do something. And like I said, I'm not trying to be a bottle girl the rest of my life, and I know me at the end of the day. You could go into that club right now, and they're going to ask you, do you know Q-Dub? And they're going to be like, oh, yeah, Q? Yeah, she a real one. I bang with Q. She this, she that. This, that, and third shit thoroughbred. I never deal with nobody in the club. I never carry myself in a manner like that. If you really know me, it's to love me. Like, you see me and she be like, she's a queen, and she hold herself to a higher standard. Like, she has something going for her. But I let people talk. Like, they say the craziest things about me. And I done came from like a crazy horror story of a life that this job is nothing. Like, I feel like in order to work at this job, you really have to be a savage. Anybody that works in Club Onyx or a strip club, period, you are a straight savage, period. And I respect you if you can maintain a lifestyle living and working in that type of environment, because it's hard. And like you said, it's a lot of backlash. Even strippers, I know mad people that talk about strippers like they dogs. And I know mad at them girls that's Muslims at home, but they going through the same thing that I'm going through. Their baby dad probably got killed. And this is the second way for them to make some money. They work 9 to 5. They do real estate. They own bars. They own clubs. They own hair salons. They got eyelash companies. And these girls are winning. Like, one of the bottle girls, Jamila, she got 3 published books. She's a published author. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's lit. Like, we're not, like, people just talk, but they don't really know, like, this is a job. It's just a job. And that's how I look at it. And I let people say whatever they want, but I don't let it get in the way of how I make my money. Because if I let people talk, it's so many people out there. What I'm going to do? Like, I'm going to be drained out. I'm going to be ruined just from listening to what somebody else say. So it's like I could either just keep doing it, or I could just be out here broke. And me personally, I mean, fast money is cool. You feel me? I could work a 9 to 5 like everybody else, but it's boring. Like, I get to pick my own schedule. I get to have fun. I get to meet celebrities. I get to chill, and I make a lot of people's paycheck in a night. It is what it is. But I ain't tripping. You feel me? My son is good, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. I got people that stalk me. I got people that call child services on me. They make up all types of stories and fabrications. They come to my door every day and be like, well, who'd you piss off today? I'm like, I don't know.
Here we go again.
Yeah, like, I literally had them here the other day. Like, like, who'd you piss off? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, it's cool. I just came to let you know. And she's like, I'm leaving. She left her card and she kept it pushing. But this is what I deal with. And it's like, all right, whatever. Like I said, my son good. They know my son good. He go to school every single day. You know what I'm saying? I got a house full of food. I got heat on, water on, electric on. My sister lives with me. I take care of my sister, my brother, my nephew, my son, all by myself. All by myself. I'm only 27. All by myself. Off of an Onyx income, because I'm a bottle girl, not a stripper. You feel me? And believe it or not, some nights I make more money than strippers. That's just the reality. You know what I'm saying? We the look but can't touch girls. So it's like people talk, but the reality is that they just said I'm mad that they can't do it. I get a lot of backlash because people are mad that they can't live the life that I live. They don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in order to work in my line of work, you really got to know who you are, because it's a dangerous game in there. Like, you got to be able to deal with being rejected by people that don't want to use you as their server. All sorts of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be like, oh, she don't look good to me. You feel me? Like, it's a crazy type of lifestyle. So it's like, I don't even be tripping off of what people say, because they don't got my money. They not living the life that I'm living. They not sitting here in their bed at 11:20 a.m. doing a radio interview on the phone right now. They sitting here letting somebody else tell them what to do. My boss don't tell me what to do. I know what to do. I go in there and I just got to sell bottles and make them their money, and I go home with my money, and we cool. That's
I like it. And fellas, I want to sum this up real quick, because she did touch on something, and I want to clear this room up. She's not ugly. She's not hard on the eyes at all. She's not at all. So I'm a co-sign this right now, straight from the mouth of E.Jones. My homegirl, Q-Dub, is not hard on the eyes at all. And I'm not putting her Instagram information out there. That's her. She can do that herself. But I'm just letting y'all know because I got a couple of people hit me in the inbox. Well, how does she look? I put up a picture, and I put up the most respectable picture that I found. Not saying none of her pictures is not respected, but I just picked a picture that showed a very unique side of her, and she's definitely not hard on the eyes at all. And she has the brains, she has the drive and the willpower to do what she wants to do. She's basically, all in a nutshell, telling y'all she's already a boss.
I am, and I want y'all to know, like, I really am smart. You know, I was in Who's Who Among American High School Students, the smartest kids in America. I was in, like, the 2005, 2006 edition book when I was in, like, 8th grade. I was in Diversity Club. I was on Student Council. You know, I went to school with dominantly white folks, and like I told him before when we had talked the other day, like, you know, I understand white privilege. I know what it's like to go to school and get new books every year. I don't know what it's like to write fair or old or anything of the sort. You know, I got to learn politics and economics and all that kind of stuff. I'm very smart, but I'm also hood. And I didn't even really grow up in the hood. I just been around the right people. And my mother's a hood, John, you feel me? So I got to get the best of both worlds. I'm real book and street smart, and I hold my own, and I do my own thing. Like, I sell dinners, I do hair, I could rap, I could sing, I could write, I could do mad stuff. I don't limit myself to nothing. It's just right now my main focus is cooking. That's where my deepest passion is. Writing, you feel me? I feel like I owe the world one mixtape, and I probably write like an autobiography, but I'm just a regular girl at the end of the day. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't let nothing or nobody get in the way of nothing. People like, oh, she got an attitude problem. I got an attitude problem because of the things that I've been through, but I don't take nothing from nobody. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm out here by myself with my son, by myself. I don't got time for it. And like I said, in order to work in my line of work, you gotta be a savage. You gotta be trained to go. You gotta be ready for whatever. You gotta be able to adapt to all different types of situations and outcomes, because it's a crazy experience overall. Like, but I love it. I get to travel. Like Onyx, I never flew a day in my life till I started working at Onyx. They flew me to Dallas for the Polathon. I started going to all these different places. I'm a effing vodka girl for 50 Cent. Technically speaking, mm-hmm. We have a reality show, Bottle Girls TV, and it basically is supposed to highlight the stereotypes, the common misconceptions that people have about us, thinking that we're strippers and wannabes and all this other extra stuff. You know, there are girls that come in there, they're groupies, they only come in there to meet celebrities, but they don't last. Only the strong survive. You know what I'm saying? Only, like, the weak will never win the weak will never win, period. It don't matter what it is. Like, if you just weak, you ain't gonna go nowhere, period. It don't even matter if it's a strip club or not. Like, you just gotta be a strong-minded person. And I done been through a lot. So this club life, this is easy to me. I actually think I found my niche, just being able to, like, manipulate people and just use my prettiness and my personality to get people to buy stuff off me. It's simple.
Got you. So we're going to talk about now, we're going to leave the club. We talked about the whole cooking situation. But again, we're going to get in the mind of Q-Dub. Because y'all know me, your man E.Jones. I ask the questions that people want to ask. But you also got to ask the questions with respect. So let's talk about the romantic side of Q-Dub. Valentine's Day just passed, right? In your eyes, what is a romantic night with Q-Dub?
Let me just say, for Valentine's Day yesterday, I didn't do anything but stay in the house and move up on the phone. A romantic night to me, I'm old fashioned. I personally would just like to just chill in the house and watch a movie. I don't really like going out like that. I'm not really, I guess because of my line of work, I'm kind of tired of seeing people. Mm-hmm. So me personally, I like chilling in the crib. I like playing video games. I like playing Mortal Kombat, stuff like that. I'll watch a football game, basketball game with you. We could just chill and just order takeout personally. That's what I did yesterday. I soaked in the tub. I ordered some Chinese food. I talked on the FaceTime with my boo, and that was it. Like, I didn't do nothing else. I was cool with that. Like, he come out here tomorrow, and I was cool with that. I don't need a bunch of gifts. I haven't celebrated Valentine's Day in years. Even when I was with my son's father, he treated me like a jerk. But it was never something that was serious to me. It's like I feel like people just have crazy expectations for things, and social media has everybody's brains warped, and they kind of forget like about like the simple things, like what got y'all here in the first place. Because it wasn't all the, I mean, if it was the extravagance, then you shallow as hell. But if it wasn't nothing extravagant that got your attention, then it shouldn't be nothing extravagant to keep you. And when you a chick like me, Valentine's Day is every day. I wake up and look over in my wallet and I got $500 or $1,000, or my boo was like, here, I'm taking you out today, or we're going to go do this, or I'm going to go pay for your hair and nails. So I feel like Valentine's Day is just kind of like, I feel like that's for like new people, like new lovers that's all excited and like kids. Like I'm about to be 28. That don't excite me. What excites me is somebody talking about marriage. Somebody telling me that they want to like build me up and put a ring on my finger. That'd be my type of romance right there. Because Valentine's Day ain't. I don't know.
Okay.
That's just regular to me.
Well, Miss Q Dub's boo, you heard what she said. She ready to put a ring on that. But that goes into our topic of the day that I would love for you to answer. I ain't want to put them on too much blast, but I'm just saying I'm an advocate for marriage. So if you got 2 years, it's time to put the game plan in motion. 1 year, I'm gonna let you slide, but year 2, we need to talk about where we going at this, because I feel like this. If I'm giving you my time, which is an investment, and you're giving me your time, which is an investment of your time, then I need to know what's next. I don't want to hear, can we talk about it in year 3? Nah, we're going to talk about, before we let Miss Q Dub go, we want her to answer today's topic. Today's topic is this: which one is harder, moving on, starting over, or letting go a relationship? I'll repeat it to you.
Oh my God, I just answered this on Facebook like 2-3 weeks ago. I'm so excited. I feel like, what did I say? I'm almost certain that I said that letting go was probably the hardest part.
Okay, but why? That's the answer. Why?
Because it's literally you have to let go in order to move on and start over. Like, it's the breakthrough. You cannot move on and you cannot start over without moving on, and you cannot move on without being able to let go. And it's like you try to hold on to all these amazing memories and these false hopes and these dreams and social media goals and stuff. Like, you hold on to that for dear life, and you want to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Like you said, 2 years in, you're like, all right, well, what the hell are we doing? 3 years in, you're like, all right, I've wasted all my time. And it's like, you just always want to see the good in somebody. You always want to be optimistic. You don't want to be a negative person. And it's like, when you finally let go, it's like, dang, am I really about to just throw this all away? What am I going to do? How am I going to start over? Who am I going to move on to? Is there going to be somebody there for me? Like, the letting go is like this. I think that's the craziest and the most hardest part, because you're battling, like, literally staying or going, and you're fighting these crazy demons. And it's like, it's a stressful situation. I've been in, like, I'm going to use my situation with my ex-boyfriend as a quick example.
Mm-hmm.
My boyfriend got killed when I was 17. He was hung, made to look like a suicide. And that was probably one of the craziest moments of my life. He was 20. Like I said, I was 17. And I lost my mind, and I was like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? Like, my boyfriend. But the reality is, like, he's never coming back. So you either going to sit here and use this and be a victim all your life, or you going to sit here and you going to grow from it, and you just going to put yourself in a position where your mindset is different, and where you approach people in situations different, and now you face the reality that, all right, they could just leave, and it not even from them just cheating, but from them dying, and you have no control over it. So it's like, what do? You move on, you grow from it, and you become a better person. And that's really like something that I had to come to terms with. And now when it come to guys, I don't even trip off of them, because my boyfriend got killed, and I just be on it like, well, he got killed, and that was something I couldn't control, but I can control you in this situation, and you're draining me, and you're not loving me, and you're not committing to me. And it's like, I gotta let you go, because I ain't about to let you sit here and stress me out. And it hurts, but I'll get over it, because I've been through so much worse. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's me in my situation, how I'm able to deal with this. So like I said, I always feel like letting go is the hardest part, and it's because it's the breakthrough. If you can't let go, if you can't find a reason to really let go and to detach yourself from all of which is draining you, then you crazy. And you also really don't know yourself, and you don't have no self-love. If you still holding on to somebody, it's because you don't love yourself. And I done been through so many situations where I know my worth. I love myself more than anything on this earth. I love myself more than my son. I can't love my son if I don't love myself. I don't have no love to give to him if I don't even know how to love who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like part of letting go is you have to find yourself. You have to find yourself, because you can't move on and start over until you find out who you are, what it is that you want, how you willing to get there, steps you got to take, so on and so forth. It's a difficult process, but it can be done, and you can't do anything without starting right there.
No, what she just said is a turn on, for a real man. I can only speak for some. What she just said right there is a turn on. That if I was single, whatever, I'd be probably knocking on your door right now. What you just said was a turn on. I have to I love myself more than my son. Or I can't love him. You have a lot of women and men who don't understand that, right? The words right there. How could you love somebody if you don't love you?
Exactly.
You bringing all that nastiness with you.
Yeah. And you both are just going like Clash of the Titans and whatever the heck else you could possibly think of. It's just World War III over here. And it's like, well, are we fighting for a better understanding or a greater cause, or are we just fighting because we don't know where we headed with this? And then you crash and burn, and then that's it.
Well, I want to read to you some of the answers from the listeners on my topic page today. Miss Mofari said, for me, it's starting over, which actually includes the other two. Okay. Miss Britton said, letting go, because you can start over and hold on to old pain. I said letting go is very hard, because of the emotions. It's heavy on the heart, and it's not always easy to fix. So I think when you let go, before you try to start over or move on, you got to cleanse yourself, because you don't want to carry that old relationship funk into a new relationship.
Yes.
Miss Lewis says starting over is very hard and still very difficult. So that sounds pretty much like something that she's going through with that comment. Mr. Harris said starting over. Miss McGee said letting go, unable to do the other two until you're able to let them go. And Miss Cullen said letting go because of the emotions involved. You have to be able to let go in order to move on or start over. Miss Marquette said starting over. And Ms. LaFour said, I agree that all three are hard, but the main one for me is letting go. And another person said letting go. So we all pretty much agreed without me going through the whole list. I'm not probably at not even half of the list, but the majority of everybody on the topic page today said letting go is the hardest part.
It is. It really is. But once you let go, whoo, child, ain't nothing like being free, baby.
Run.
It was a beautiful.
Just run while you free.
Run.
So I want you to give everybody, if you want, social media, Twitter, Instagram, where they can find you and everything else. And then I'm going to give you a surprise after you give everybody the information.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to keep in touch with me, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both of my names on there are at QDub__ QDUB. On Snapchat, my name is Coolbasa, COOLBASA. Facebook, I'm maxed out, so I'm not going to give you all that. But yeah, I talk to people. I'm active. So I'll reach out to y'all. And if you guys ever want to come to Club Onyx in Philly and get VIP and bottle service, ask for your number one bottle girl, Q Dub, or just say Q. They know who I am.
Y'all heard that. And also, I want to invite Q Dub back on the show. And I want to talk more about on the food tip. We're gonna put our heads together, and we're gonna come up with the meal of the week.
Awesome.
So y'all going to hear more from her. She's going to come on the show, and we're going to talk about the meal of the week, the preparation, and everything else, and how long does it take, and how many people we can serve with this meal. That's up to Q if she accepts my invitation.
I'm totally for that. I like that.
So Atlanta, we're gonna add a new segment. You know, the meal of the week with Q Dub and E.Jones and Sharonda Mills, also Bria and Cody, and we're gonna have her come on, and hopefully, God bless us. One day we'll have Miss Q Dub come in and feed us in the studio, and we'll tell y'all if it's good to go.
That's crazy. I only been to Atlanta once.
We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna bring you down here. Just don't bring the banana pudding, because I don't do banana pudding. I'm like you. I don't like it. I can make it, but I don't like it.
Well, what you like? What you like? Because I could bake.
Chocolate cake. A yellow cake with chocolate frosting. Man, you will be my friend for life.
Yo, I took that to work, and my cousin was clowning me when I was in here making it. She was like, girl, ain't nobody going to order no yellow cake with chocolate.
Okay.
And I said, shut up. Shut up. Watch this. And that was like one of the first things that sold besides my banana pudding.
Bring that cake on here, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not sharing it with no one. Except my little daughter, because she works me well. But outside of her, ain't nobody else getting a slice. Put it that way.
Well, I'm like,
All right, but yo, it's a blessing to have you. I will definitely hit you up behind the scenes. Let's put our heads together. Let's work on the first meal of next week. And then let's present it to the listeners. And if they got any questions or they're confused about how this was made, then that'll probably be your first client.
awesome. I'm totally excited about this. I thank you so much for this opportunity. I really do.
I thank you too. And ladies and gentlemen, this segment right here is called Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. See, when I put it out there and said, oh, I got a bottle girl coming on the show, everybody thought, oh, she's a bottle girl. But now y'all heard the story. Hopefully this brings a better insight to you guys and ladies, and say to yourself, don't judge a book by its cover until you read it. Read the book before you judge the book.
It might be a really good story.
Oh, definitely. It was definitely a great story. You're a very, very intelligent black woman, and I wish you nothing but success, and I want to be there when you succeed.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really do.
And like I said again, your son is a lucky young man, and he should cherish a mother that's out there doing what she has to do to be able to provide for him, but still keep her moral fibers intact. There's no disrespect and none of the above. She's doing what she has to do to feed her child and take care of herself, but she's not compromising herself. And that right there is the jewel of the story.
Yes. Thank you.
So Q-Dub, I'm going to hit you up a little later in the afternoon so we can politic on these meals, and you have a blessed day, all right?
Thank you. You guys have a great day as well.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
It's Q-Dub in the building. Definitely enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the story. Hopefully you got something from the story. Again, and I'm going to blame myself for this. Yeah, I assumed. So we following each other on Instagram, and I said, you know what? I want to engage. Talk with her, see what she's about. And she definitely proved me wrong, because I assumed. That's what I assumed. Because I'm not a frequent person that goes to, the strip clubs and all that. I don't do none of that. So I don't have that knowledge of what's the difference between a bottle server and a stripper. Call me naive, call me stupid. Some of y'all might be laughing. It is what it is. But I didn't know until she educated me and told me this is what it is, this is what I do, and this is the difference. But at the end of the day, she feeding her child and doing what she got to do. I can't knock the hustle for that. I respect that. So this week's hero is my girl Q-Dub. Salute from the E.Jones show. Need more like you. Round of applause for her. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you got somebody that's, a hero that's doing what they got to do, and you really appreciate them, and their job might not be the status quo, but they're still doing what they got to do in order to make ends meet, and they're surviving, and they're strong, please make sure you email me at wrnradio@gmail.com. I would love to highlight that person as your hero of the day. So let's keep it going, man. Like I said, the show is about giving back to the people, man. And that's what I'm going to continue to keep doing. Giving y'all great topics. If it's a celebrity, not a celebrity, regular person, whatever, and great music. So keep it locked. It's your man E.Jones, man. I got to pay some bills, man. Let's go.
Check this out.
You're listening to WWRN Urban Classics.
My man here told me that y'all was the crew to get with.
You better damn know it.
To all our haters, we say,
no matter how hard you try, you can't stop me now.
WWRN Urban Classics.
We ain't playing, man.